This is our first ever video podcast. For this episode, we have invited KilliAN, who was an ex-JYPE trainee. He was about to debut in 2 p.m., but then he couldn't because he decided to come out of the closet. To know more about our little conversation, live into the episode.
Okay, so on the behalf of Euphoria The Podcast, I would like to wish you and our listeners a very happy belated Pride Month. And it truly takes a lot of courage to stand up for who you are and flaunt your true identity and feel proud of it. So we truly congratulate you for that.
可是到时候你要整个变成还是
The first question I would like to ask you is, would you like to give a brief introduction about yourself to our listeners?
Hi, I'm KilliAN. I'm from Taiwan. That's all. Sorry.
Okay. Mani, you can go with the
like
next question.
would like to know anything about him.
Do you have any hobbies? What do you do in your free time?
Free time. Hobbies. Mobile games. And
Okay.
我可以讲太
阳光一点，
阳光一点的吗？阳光一点的。
跑步啊，骑脚踏车。
Exercise.
Okay.
Gym.
Working a dream. Or drink.
That's all.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
because the COVID, so I almost stay at home.
okay.
So, did you dream about being an idol since childhood? If so, who was your inspiration?
With my inspiration, probably my mom, my family, because few of my family members, they work in entertainment. As a singer, as a actor, yeah.
So the next question is, what does K-pop mean to you?
Wow, what does K-pop mean to me? 我想要跟他们讲说，就是其实我去韩国之前，我是根本不懂韩国的，
不懂韩文跟韩，
完全它是什么地方，
哦
我完全不知道。
那就说你之前就是很多次。So he say before he went to Korean, he have no understanding with the culture of Korea and the language of Korean.
但是我去了之后，就是
爱上了喝酒。
我去了之后，就是真的学了很多，所以而且就是现在这个时候的 K-pop 跟我以前那个时候的 K-pop 是完全两件事情。现在的 K-pop 是就是包括饮食文化也是 K-pop， 包括喝的也是 K-pop， 反正就是它所有东西它都是一个产业体，所以我就觉得对我来说是一个老师吧。如果说 mean to you 的话。
So he said after he went to Korea, he has learned a lot about the Korean culture, and for him, the current status of Korean culture and in the past have been different already. For him, Korean is more like a teacher for him to talking about the product zone in different kind of aspects, including eating, drinking, and other in industry of culture and music.
So, could you tell us about how is a typical day in the training period, and also how did you manage, because obviously like you said the culture is quite different, so how did you manage it physically and mentally?
就是你是怎么处理对于在那里遇到的文化差异？
我没有处理耶，我就是
无视吗？
没有，我不是无视，我那时候年纪很小啊，然后去我是一张白纸，然后什么都不知道，然后
就说你的接受度其实
其实也没有，可是我因为我去那边的环境，大家都会讲各国的语言，就是又不是只有我一个外国人，然后有一些是从美国来的练习生， 有些是从就是华人地区来的练习生。对。
So he say he was very little when he first go to Korea, and he was more like a paper, like not like a empty paper to accept everything. And they also have other training who is from American and from Asia who will also communicate with him to make him feel more acceptable at there. So he didn't encounter that much problem in cultural difference. For the main reason I think is because he have went there in a very young age.
Okay.
Could
So
you tell us? Could you tell us how was a day in your training period like? When did you begin the classes? When did you end them? How did they go about?
他就是
一天的 routine。
他问你是怎么开始的，跟他就是你开始课程之后，他们要求你做什么这样子。
要求我做什么？你说我进公司之后要求我做什么？
就是他们是怎么跟你说开始课程，那开始课程之后做什么这样子？就是从哪一刻开始啊？他开始做什么？
从哪一刻开始？下飞机之后的隔天开始，然后就是开始唱歌课、舞蹈课、唱歌课、舞蹈课、唱歌课、舞蹈课、韩文课。
韩文课比较少，
韩文课可能一个礼拜只有1天。对，因为我们是就是我其实我不是普通的练习生，我算是已经签进去，他们本来就有一个 project， 就是准备要出道了，所以我的课程会比一般的练习生还要密集。所以我早上8点进公司，晚上10点吧，对，10点之前要下班这样，然后我们会需要打卡。
这个 project 像是特别为外国人设计，
没有，
就是为了出道的人设计。
出道的。
好 So he basically starts his training after he went the next day he arrived Korea, and about the course it was like a routine of singing class and dancing class and language class, but language class only happens in 1 a week. And because it was more like a project designed for him, for the people who is ready to be debuts, not just for foreigners. So it's more like a class schedule which is designed for people who is ready to be debuted for 2 p.m.
okay, that seems to be a very tiring and exhausting for him, because I truly appreciate, like, it's great that he has gone through a lot of it. So coming to the next question, could you give us the best lessons he learned while being a trainee, and an advice he could give to his younger self during the trainee days?
That's
就是你学会的，就是你在这之中学会最大的教训，或者是你学到的一些体悟。然后如果可以把这些体悟给年轻的你的话，就是那个还在练习的时候的你的话，你会说什么
be humble。
？Any reason why？
就是我在这个行业这么长时间，其实不是去韩国我才知道，其实在那个年纪我其实很难体悟到什么事情，可是因为我在这个行业这么长时间，然后待过这么多地方，看到这么多不同的艺人，然后你很清楚的可以看到成功的艺人他为什么会成功，就是人家够谦虚，人家够努力，真的不谦虚的人不会有什么，不会到达比较好的位置。
He say after watching all those artists who has success, he feels like to be humble and having that attitude was the quickest way to make success.
That is very nice.
We really appreciate your courage to be yourself and love yourself and not give in to the society and its norms. Uh, you said in your words that the training period, it was you about to debut in 2 p.m., right? But then how did you take that courage to finally decide and come out despite knowing that people might not accept who you are?
就是你最后决定要出柜，然后尽管让别人知道他们可能不能接受你的形象，然后你还要就是把你的梦想放一边。你对于这件事情，
我怕我讲的你很难翻的，你知道什么叫自死第二后生吗？这很难翻哦。就是其实你本来以为你有很多东西，你有很多包袱，就是我要做偶像啊，我要做艺人，我什么事情都不能说。但其实你仔细看，你回头看，其实你什么都没有的时候，有什么不好讲？我有什么好怕的？就是
我懂，
所以我才决定要出轨。
He feels like after he has done all the training and everything, if he decides to come out, to look backward, he will have nothing at all. But because this reason to have nothing to lose again, he's not afraid to come out anymore.
That is
That
very
was
brave.
really,
Yes.
yeah, I was about to say that was really brave of you.
Yes. Next question is, what were the sacrifices and the compromises you had to make during this journey so far?
What journey?
就是 training, like training.
Yes, training,
process.
training, yes, training process and being an artist, making music, singing, dancing.
Does that include coming out?
Yes, yes.
就是反正就是整个演艺过程，就是包括唱歌、跳舞、演戏，然后还有
牺牲的事情跟妥协的事情。
对，比较重点的类型，
比较重点牺牲，
就让你比较有感受。
出柜之前就是感情的部分，就是我没有办法晒恩爱，放下做的。然后，其实我没有觉得它是牺牲的，因为你从事这个行业，你本来就要知道怎么去拿捏这个分寸。而且我那么小就在这个行业，所以这对我来说是很习以为常的事情。如果要牺牲跟妥协的话，应该就是离开家里，出国，到完全不同文化的地方，这样这个算是牺牲吧。然后我那时候还因此休学了，要离开我本来熟悉的高中同学。其实也没有什么牺牲。
那出轨之后，
出轨之后就更没有什么牺牲了。
没有感觉。
对。
So he said before coming out, he feels like the most sacrifice is to leave his hometown and to leave his family. Like he has less time to spend with his family, and he also have to go to other countries to leave his comfort zone, like leave his familiar place. Yeah, to leave his friend and where he used to study. And for him, some people might say to not be open to his relationship status. For someone might be a sacrifice for them, but for him, he feels like this kind of things is something that he will have to face and do to be an artist in the Korean culture or in like any culture. So he doesn't really view this kind of accept like sacrifice. For him, it's more like to leave the place that he is used to be.
So he goes by the saying of no pain, no gain. So I'll have to do something to become something, to lose something, right?
Yes, 你认同，没有付出就没有结果。
认同。
Yes, he definitely thinks so.
That's really good. This is See, Asian countries like South Korea are really conservative, right? So, what do you think has to change for the people to be more inclusive?
会这样觉得，就是应该要更能够去讨论，或者更能够接受，就是同志社会。
你说我本人，
对，
我们的地方，但是
没有，就是整个亚洲
怎么样？
是不是应该更能够去讨论，或者更能够去想办法去接受，就是同志社会，就是
现况吗？还是
对啊，就是同志存在，或者是他们对于产业的影响，就有点像是在韩国不太能够出国，因为他们有他们自己的规定规则。那在很多国家也是。那你觉得他们是不是
应该
要做什么改变，或者是应该会让你觉得应该更要去接受就是同志社会？
要怎么解释？我怕你不好翻。可是就是因为每一个国家本来就有不同的文化，像台湾其实以前也是有很保守的地方，就是但也不是像现在就是有同志婚可以同志结婚，然后就是很容易看得到就是同性恋在手上那个路街上手牵手，干嘛啦？我就是宿醉嘛。是的，对，然后可是我们就是也是随着时间的推移，然后慢慢的才去接受这个文化，才有了同志婚姻，才有了 we are family 的感觉，对啊，所以我们不用去特别去怎么讲
去做调整，就是随时间去推移这样。
因为有一天它一定会往这个方向去发展，因为这个社群它就是越来越开放，越来越包容大家，然后对啊。觉得不用太着急。
So he think in different countries they have different views with the queer community. So for example, in Taiwan, we can't be like the gay marriage is not accepted in few years ago, but now we can see like gay couple on the street normally. So he feels like there's like nothing to be forced to change, more like the time will as the time goes back, the times go by, everything will have their own process. Like different country will started to be acceptable with the community, and like the culture will become different and the policy will be different. So there's nothing to be forced to change, but more like to let the time decide.
Yes, that is very true, because as time passing by, people are changing, they're accepting a lot of things. So which is a good thing, which I see also in the world outside.
And it is true that no matter how much we try to tell them, we try to explain them, it is them who have to understand and accept, rather than we trying to change them. They should understand and accept, and that is a really nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So I want to ask one more thing, is that sometimes you want to be motivated and you want to feel good. So are there any quotes you strongly believe in? I'll put it in the chat too. Are there any lines or quotes you truly believe?
座右铭或者是什么东西让你可以保持前进的动力
Be positive.
Yes.
不是酒精沙控。No alcohol anymore. No alcohol and be positive.
Okay, that's very nice. Very short and sweet.
对，好，没有其他。
So, if you want to describe your experience from being a child artist to moving to Korea and then coming out and then moving back to your home country, all this experience in probably a couple of sentences, how would it be? Apart from hectic.
就是你有没有办法用简短的几个字来描述，就是从小就是进入演艺圈到今天的这段经历
In 3 words. In 3
or
words.
maybe in a sentence. How do
Yes.
you feel? How do you think? What would the best description be?
形容从童星开始到现在 dramatic, yeah, probably
Frustrating.
Sure, yeah. 怎么讲？差不多啦。我觉得你可以帮我。
So mostly like dramatic and emotionally and 我刚才说什么 frustrating mostly, but I think it's like
好好说话哦。
the main feeling is like emotionally and very in all the different ways.
Okay.
It's like there are a lot of up and downs for him.
Yes.
So it's like every day feels different.
Yes. I could understand that.
And in your own words, it has been very emotionally draining, yet you try to be humble and be positive, and that is really nice of you.
That is something which I feel that we could also be motivated after I read what all you have been through and done. So it's very good. So I can move on to the next question is, can you tell us anything about your recent works and what are you up to these days?
哦耶，我们可以开始宣传了。我最近在做那个 YouTube 的那个 channel，然后我从 Tinder 上面找了几个 partners， 然后我们在筹备这个频道，然后内容会跟韩文有关系，然后跟我的生活有关系，跟我的Of course， 我是整个 channel 的灵魂人物，
你的生活、你的工作跟什么，
还有韩语对旅游啊，我们会想办法介绍以后了，然后就是我们会本来的主旨是要介绍台湾的一些比较特别的地方给韩国的朋友，因为疫情的关系，大家没办法来旅游。你为什么要奇怪眼光看着我？ 我讲太长了，Sorry.
So recently he started his own YouTube channel, and the most interesting part is that he have find his partner and co-worker on Tinder app. Yeah, so yeah. And basically the channel is about his daily life and about Korean and his work and relationship.
Okay. I would surely check the channel too.
Thank you. You are very kind.
Thank you.
Okay, could you like give us any advice to our listeners, whoever are listening, if they have any struggles? Because you've been through a lot. So after being through a lot, do you have any advice to them so that they can?
So like just for advice for any struggling situation, or is there any precise situation he can be advised?
Struggle for any situation.
OK， 有吗？对于
想要出柜的，
也没有，就是遇到就是不平等对待或者是让人挣扎的情况的话，你会怎么去建议他们这类型的听众
Be brave， 没有其他的，就是勇敢一点，
发自内心
的勇敢。干嘛笑？你为什么会在旁边偷笑？
So he encouraged
我
people
是真心
who
的，
我好像话
我很真，对不起，可是我是很真心的，
我不知道
就是如果你有遇到这种情况的话，
你可以留言给你，可以吗？
可以啊，可是就是勇敢一点，因为我自己其实没有遇到什么 struggle，我可能比较幸运，可是在世界的各个角落，因为那个文化不一样，你不用全翻了，因为文化不一样，所以遇到状况，是最重要的就是勇敢。
OK，
不要伤害自己。
He say, he feels like he's really lucky to be here. Even he have faced a lot of things, he still think that there are more kinds of situation which is worse, deciding what he has faced already. For people who has been struggling or face other difficult situation, he would like to encourage them to be brave from the bottom of their hearts, to really feel the courage and to face bravely to those situations. And if people who really can't handle or to face it bravely, to encounter those situations, he is welcomed. He is welcoming all those people to comment to him in his YouTube channel or
我不一定
in
会
personally or personally.
我不一定会 reply 哦，你可以翻没有关系。
100% reply, not for sure.
But it is still very nice of
Yeah, true. So you're asking people to face their problems head on and be brave, right? That
Yes,
is really a good advice.
Yeah, from the bottom of their hearts.
我跟你分享过这个故事没有？其实蛮好笑的，就是在台湾过年的时候，就是会打麻将，然后我就跟我的阿姨们、表姐，反正你抓重点，反正就打麻将，然后我明明是年纪最小的，我应该要被稍微让一下，对不对？可是他们就会让我的表姐，因为他们说哦，工作很辛苦，对，很辛苦啊，所以我就深深感受到，哦，所以虽然他们也是家人，可是好像真正的家人是就是我妈，然后从小相依为命，然后我就想说，我就只有这个家人的话，为什么要跟比？你懂吗？所以我那天就是喝了一点酒，又喝酒，又是喝酒，然后回到家我就说妈，我要跟你讲一件事情，就跟他讲，然后就说知道，
哦，
因为毕竟跟那个时候男朋友其实在讲，然后就跟他讲说，我觉得我跟你最亲，就是我唯一的妈，所以我想要跟你，所以才去告诉你。
Okay. So in Holy Journey, what most impressed him and what he is most likely to share is about the story he came out to his mom. It was like in a New Year Eve, like
Chinese New Year.
In Chinese New Year Eve, we have a traditional to play game
Mahjong.
Mahjong. Do you
Okay.
guys know Mahjong? So
I have heard about it. I don't know if Yogi has. I have heard
No,
about the game.
it's a very famous game.
And I've also heard about this
Okay.
tradition of giving red pockets. Or what do you say?
yeah, red envelope with money inside.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but more like for children, not
Yeah.
for people who have work.
Okay.
We gave the red envelopes. Yeah. So while playing the mahjong game, he sit beside with those relative, and during the game he just felt with between all those relatives, he is still most closely to his mom.
你这样讲会很奇怪，打个麻将，然后
It's
就
like
突然觉得，我好像跟我妈比较好这样。
it's like playing a game and talk to those relatives, like cause a lot of emotion inside him. He just
Do
suddenly
you guys have watched that movie called Super Crazy
Crazy Rich Asian.
Yes, yes,
You know, in the mahjong game, many
yes,
things will
yes.
happen in your mind.
Yeah.
Kind of that situation.
It was a
Okay.
game which caused a lot of thinking.
Okay.
And he just feels like he is most connected to his mother, and he feels like there should be no secret and no hiding between them. So after that night, he just suddenly decided to come out to her. But after coming out, his mom just replied, "I already know in the very beginning." But with this kind of conversation, he just felt most impressed and feel the most emotional in this whole journey.
Okay.
And thank you for the interviewing.
还结束了吗？
Like we're from India, so did you ever visit India or would you like to visit India?
Oh, visit India.
没有去过，
Mm-hmm.
He never
但是很
been
想去
to
我很喜
India,
欢吃
but
印度料理。
oh, he really like Indian food, and he really would like it to try in the local place.
Have wrote a note for KilliAN last night, so I want to share it to you. So I'll start it right now. So it has been one of the greatest things that has happened to me this year to have a conversation with a brave and amazing person like you, KilliAN. So there were many nights that I was reading about you, and the thoughts in my head were like, the world and the people around us advanced in so many ways. Then why was it still taking time for everyone to accept all kinds of people? So you have been through so much and still kept going no matter how many times the doors closed for you. I feel I could take you as a great inspiration to battle my own obstacles in life. Thank you very much to joining us today, and we are very, very lucky to have an opportunity and learn a lot from you. So thank you very much.
你有留过 notes 给他懂吗？就是他说他曾经有拿到
哦真的吗？
或者是他可能看过你的一些东西，然后他就觉得说你是一
I
个
have
现代趋势的代表这样子，然
I
后
have
就是对于
faced
大家应
哦
该接受
我的新闻啦，他说我的那个新闻，就是出柜的新闻。
然后他说很开心可以就是真的采访到你，然后跟你对话，这样子他觉得你是那种经历很多东西，然后只要有遇到困难的人看到你，就是会有就是勇气或者是会有想法去突破，然后对于现在这种有些人不被接受的社会，你是一个可以让社会进步的一个趋势，这样子。
我这么厉害的吗？
严重了，他把你想的很有代表性。
哇哦，谢谢。
要出国比赛了，你要跟他们说什么感谢的话？
就是很谢谢他们愿意就是 interview 我这样，然后对不起拖了那么长时间，然后有机会我一定会去拜访。
He say very appreciate to have this interview, to have this chance to introduce himself to you guys, and if there is a chance, he really like to visit India in the future.
Okay, so it's our time. We'll also say 谢谢.
Oh, You are good at Chinese too. Amazing.
早说嘛，讲中文就好了。
Very lucky to have a conversation with you. So we're very, very thankful.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.